Hi there, my name is Neil Blevins, and this tutorial is called How Focal Length Affects Camera Distortion Part 2. So first off, if you haven't seen Part 1, please do so. It's only about 3.5 minutes, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time. But after posting the first video, I got a comment from my buddy Craig Good, with whom I worked at Pixar, and he's a camera expert who worked on so many films that you've probably enjoyed over the years. He pointed out that I glossed over an important detail about camera lenses and how and why they can lead to distortion. So this short part 2 is here to give you a more complete explanation. So we're back at our car example here, and we have a camera looking at the car, and the camera is currently a 50mm lens. So if I go to a 20mm lens, you can see things get smaller, but in fact there's no distortion going on changing these lenses. So here's 50 again, and here's 20. So just to prove to you there's no distortion, these are the two images in Photoshop. So this one is the 50mm lens, and this is the 20mm lens. And if I take this one here and reduce its opacity so I can see through to the one below, and then I do a regular scale and bring this to 250% and apply, you can see that it produces exactly the same image. So in fact, only changing the lens by itself does not create the distortion. All it does is change the magnification of the image that you are creating. So what creates that distortion? So one thing you probably noticed is that when we go from a 50mm lens to a 20mm lens, the car gets a whole lot smaller. And so if we want this to be the same screen size as it is in the 50mm, what we have to do is we have to move the camera closer to the vehicle. And so let me show you doing that right there. And so here we go, you can see that distortion happening. And so the reality is that it's not just that changing the lens by itself creates distortion. It actually doesn't, it just changes the magnification. But in order to compensate, to make sure that your vehicle is the same size as it was before, we have to move the camera closer, and then moving the camera closer is the thing that creates the distortion. So it's those two things combined that causes the problems. Otherwise, everything else is just the same. I still recommend somewhere between a 35 and 55mm lens if you're doing a face or doing something like this in order to minimize distortion, but still have an image that has some of that dynamic perspective. So hopefully that gives you a bit of a better understanding of what's actually going on here. And at some point, maybe I'll do a longer video which gets into all the nuts and bolts of lenses and how it relates to animated films. But until that happens, hopefully this answers some of those questions. And again, thank you so much for everyone who gave feedback on that first video. I really appreciate it. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. And if you want more tutorials, please go to neilblevins.com and go to the education section. Or if you want to be notified the next time I post a new video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much.